I did some research. I found out that most women never marry the man they really want to be with. Oh, I'm about to mess up the church's money, ain't it? Let me tell you, this is how I figured it out. Let me tell you something you've never heard a man say since you've been alive. You've never heard a man say this since you've been on this planet. You've never heard a man say, she grew on me. But every woman knows a woman who would say in front of the man she loved, committed to God, financed the wedding and his family. When I first met him, he was not my type at all. He was short. He was going bald. He had little small hands. I don't like men with small hands, but I mean, eventually he grew on me.
That's because men love and women use.
All right, my question in response to this video, not necessarily what he added at the end, but when have women or men ever married based on what they wanted? It's something I think we need to dig into. I believe in the start, it was about doing what was best for the family and doing what was best for the community. I don't think anybody necessarily got into a relationship and committed to each other for love. I don't believe they got together for anything other than doing what was best for them to survive. And I think losing sight of that is where we have gone wrong. And we lost sight of that because we were steered wrong, right? That was purposely done to break the family structure down. But I'm not going to try to get too deep into it. I'm going to try to keep it on the surface. A lot of the times you had those arranged marriage back in the tribal times, right? Where the father would pick a husband for for his daughter. And a lot of times those connections came with a mutual understanding between the two families that, hey, this will benefit the both of us. This union will make things better for the both of us. That woman was married to that man, so that man can produce a child to build, to grow the community. His job and his duty was to do the hard labor, basically, to go out, collect what was needed for the home, work with the other men of the community to build all the hard labor. That's what the men did, and they did it together. You know what I'm saying? It was all a mutual respect, right? There were the men that led, and it was the men that followed. There was no shame in that. There was no shame in being a beta, and being an alpha was a status earned respectfully, because that person oftentimes was admired by his community as a person who cared for his community, right? And they respected his leadership. And so those men followed, not because they were less than, but because they was wise enough to understand that he had a certain skill set suited to lead better. And so again, I'm venturing off. Let me get back to the women thing. They never married for love or married who they wanted. They married based on what was necessary, what was in the best interest of the family and the community. I think we should go back to that ideology, because right now we're being torn apart with our leadership having us focus on all this stuff that really don't matter, and that's just the tactics of dividing and conquering, right? They tell you, hey, you need to love the person, but I don't believe that's true. I think you need to respect the person. But why would you respect that person if that person has no integrity? I mean, if that person has no integrity, good chance they don't care about you. They don't care about nobody but themselves if they're moving without integrity. And that's a lot of what we're dealing with today. See, to sit up there and just say men love and women use, that seems like a very emotional response. Clearly he done had some bad experience he needs to heal from. But that's definitely not the case in all situations. The exact opposite can be be the case in a lot of situations. So I think we need to really be more considerate of the information we're putting out to the next generation, for the next generation to feed off of and learn and grow off of. We really gotta, as adults, we really gotta be more mindful of what of what we put out there in that sense. But love was something that came after, because when you respect a person and y'all come together and decide to build and grow together, to work together, utilizing your strengths to strengthen your partner's weaknesses, and your partner use their strength to strengthen your weaknesses, there's nothing more powerful in the world than the union of a man and a woman. All throughout history, we made it where we are today because of the union of a man and a woman. It goes deeper than love. If you got that mutual respect and understanding and that direction, love will come along with it. Because how can it not when you're working with somebody to accomplish something? You have a purpose, right? I think in America, our heads are very twisted, understandably, because the leadership has done a number on it intentionally, and we need to recognize that. And yeah, man, we got to keep our emotions under control and careful of the messages we put out there as well.